Conditions for footy.
All right, we're going to Dan or no? We're going.
Yeah, look, I'm going to go for Doncaster, Steve. I reckon, based on what I saw last week, they're flag material.
Well, the first quarter gets underway and it's Mackenzie who wins the first tap of the game, and straight away the players rush in and force a ball up, and will be a great battle today between Buxton and Mackenzie for sure. That's Turner taking possession, handed it off to Rambaldi, high up and under kick by Rambaldi, deep into the Doncaster forward line. Plenty of players pile in and Arcus throws it on the boot and it's off target. Minus score, first score of the game for Doncaster. Kick by Chris and Arcus, and the Sharks lead by one behind, less than a minute gone in the first quarter here at Vermont.
Big crowd out here, as you'd expect. It's first versus third today. Any key matchups you've spotted as early, Brash?
Yeah, Benny Marganis is picking up the dangerous Brett Eddy this afternoon. And at the moment, number 40, I think, is taking on Jake Best for Blair Whelan has got the other big job on Jake Best.
And the ball's moved out to the half-back line and knocked over the boundary line and out, right in front of the Vermont barbecue. Now boundary riders to sort that one out. The umpire to bring the ball back in. Played just over a minute. Doncaster lead by 1 point. A little bit of holding in the ruck contest. A free kick's going away of the Eagles.
Schneider.
Tommy Schneider on the right boot, switches it across. So ball's been in the first minute and a half down the Doncaster forward line. A big lead up there by Buxton. He put his arms up for it. Big fly over the back there by Mackenzie. Frankie did well at the spills. Here's Inarkis. Handball over the top. He had some support. They might go for the 1-2, but on the right boot, Turner goes inside forward 50. It was a scrappy looking kick. Picked up nicely though by Monks, who squeezed it to the top of the square. Hits the deck. Handball over the top. Here's Kalange and he puts it through. So the Sharks are out and they're on fire early in this first term, but the umpires are talking to each other and it was touched off the boot. It did look like a bit of a mongrel. So the officiating umpire coming in and discussing that with the goal umpire. Doncaster fans are disappointed and the Vermont fans breathe a sigh of relief. Ball comes back in and it goes to the centre half back area where Robbie McComb takes the mark.
Unique kick in then by Tommy Mars, and he found Luke McComb, who brings it out to the broadcast side with Schneider. Lovely kick by Schneider to Buxton. Buxton put himself under a bit of pressure then, hard up against the boundary line. Looked for Eddie deep in the forward line. Kalopi runs onto it, and it's taken over the boundary line in the forward pocket for Vermont.
Another good matchup, Schneider and Fogarty.
Yeah, it'll be a great battle.
Sensational.
Terrific matchup. The battle of the midfields around the stoppages today is going to be fascinating to watch. That is for sure. Boundary throw-in right alongside the behind post. Kolopi takes possession, wheels around now, little kick around the corner, was intercepted by Hartwig, came off hands, and the goal has been kicked there for Vermont by McConnon, and Kirby McConnon
welcome
gets
back.
Vermont's first of the game. Great to see him back in the side, brash, and he always makes a difference, and he loves a goal, Kirby.
He does. He's just come back from a study tour in Indonesia, Kirby, and he'll be very much looking forward to playing another 100 minutes of football this afternoon.
So 1 straight 6 Vermont, Doncaster 2 behinds. Eagles lead by 4. Keep the scores coming in all afternoon at Footy EFL via Twitter. It's a Splitsville across 3 divisions today. We'll try and keep you right across it as it all unfolds. A knockdown here came out to McComb. He was quickly wrapped up in an Angelo Rambaldi tackle. And we'll cross down boundary side.
Thanks, Ben. Charlie Young for Vermont, actually the leader Young Gun nominee for Division 1 and 2 this weekend. He'll be wearing the number 52 Guernsey this afternoon.
Fogarty on the left boot goes inside forward 50 for the Sharks. It was scooped upon there by Fisher, got the handball away. They work in tandem. Here's Wilcox on the right boot. Thumps the ball every bit of 60 metres up towards the wing position. Sensational fly though, and David Malloy's taken the mark. Gets the handball to his skipper, Narcus, just weighing up the options. Will kick back to the far side of the ground, and Tommy Schneider was underneath that one. Had big Frankie McKenzie lingering over the top, but took the mark, just poked it up in the end. That wasn't too great. Greenwood got the handball back. Now it's Wadley. They're going backwards to go forward here, the Eagles. They'll want the switch here. Wilcox does so. Switches it across to Mars. It needs to sit up for him. It does that. This way, that way. Little handball back. They've still got the numbers. They just need to hit a target, and they've coughed it up. It's gone straight down the throat of Todd van der Haar for Doncaster, and they'll look to reload from half-back.
And they will indeed. Van der Haar measures his kick. It was a good pass. He found McKenzie, who dished off the handball to Finnan. Finnan, under pressure, gets his kick in, right to the goal square. They compete. Alessi runs onto it. Can he keep it in play? Breaks the tackle of Staples. Got the little handball to Monks, then on to Coleman.
Nice.
Coleman had his kick smothered initially, but he went in again and he kicks the goal. Great goal there for Nick Coleman for Doncaster, and the Sharks lead now by 2 points.
That was all great work there by Marcus Alessi. Kept it alive, broke 2 tackles, found the open man, and straight through the middle it goes.
Spot on. So the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Well, it's certainly entertaining early in the piece, 5.5 minutes. Doncaster have had 3 scoring shots, Vermont just the 1. The Sharks lead by 2 points. Ball coming back into the middle now. So we'll have a restart by Dan Beard, the best in the business. Little leg came up there, free kick given away, that time by Buxton. Advantage play goes inside forward 50. But it's been cut off there by Wilcox, who's had a bit of the football early. Got the short pass on. Greenwood takes the mark, still in that defensive zone for Vermont. Look to go out to the wing position. The lead came out from Kalopi, but it was a scrappy one, so it was nicely done there by van der Haar. Got it away to Schimmelbusch, who got it to Anarkas. Snaps around the body. Anarkas, can he curl it through? It had too much curl in the end and just went through for 1 behind. That's their 3rd on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. The Sharks, they lead by 3 points, 1-3-9. Vermont 1 straight 6.
Alex Greenwood dodged the bullet there because his kicking and decision-making was very sloppy coming out of that half-back line.
Van der Haar worked that really well.
Howard brings the ball back in to half-back. Short passes on to Purdy. Purdy's handball was effective. This is a good chain of handballs by the Eagles. Up towards Eddie now, traps the ball. Forced onto his left foot, fires at the goals, but he's put it out of bounds on the full. So free kick will go to the Sharks in the back pocket with Todd van der Haar. First real opportunity for Brett Eddy in this game so far, but wasn't able to make good of it. Short pass to Hartwig, back into the Doncaster team this week. Hartwig's kick to halfback. Monks was the target, and it was fisted to the boundary line right in front of the scoreboard here at Vermont Reserve, which shows Doncaster leading by 3 points. 1 goal, 3. Vermont 1 goal so far. Boundary throw in. No one really got a hand to that throw in, and it was a strong tackle applied then. Another ball up. So Buxton looks like he'll go up against maybe Schimmelbusch here this time in the ruck. Fisted away. No one really able to get a clean possession. McComb shot it out in the direction of Schneider, but there was plenty of Sharks there to intercept. Handball came away from Pascoe. Strong tackle applied. Malloy came in hard. And Buxton there with a very strong tackle on Fogarty. And he was going nowhere, so another ball up. First time in the game that it's really been quite congested. It was a pretty open sort of start to the game for the first 6 minutes or so. At the moment, it's a hotly contested footy. No one can get a clean possession, and again the umpire comes in and says, "I'll ball it up."
Well, this will be suiting Doncaster at the moment. Vermont like to run and gun and get that outside run going. They're not getting that at the moment.
Tapped down nicely then by Conway, got it to Anarkas, then on to Hall, finishes up with Saville. Saville's low searing kick just missed his teammate then and carries over the boundary line for another throw-in.
Anarkas is getting plenty of touches early, Steve.
Yep.
Vermont need to tighten up.
You think I'm putting a tagger on him soon?
Coleman will go up against Wilcox. Coleman had the front spot knocked
well
down
read.
nicely. Rode by Martin on the right boot. I think he's put put that through. That's a goal at a contender, if ever I've seen one. 2 on the board now to the Doncaster Football Club, and they stretch their lead out to 9 points, 9.5 minutes into the first term.
Just a beautiful read there off the ruck by Marn, and just at an angle, easy as you like. And Doncaster jumping out. Telling statistic, inside 50s, 7-2 in favour of Doncaster at this stage of the game.
Yeah, their set plays are a lot better at the moment, Doncaster. They really are maximising their inside 50s.
Loving the stats from Steve Soupy White.
Steve.
Soupy.
The French onion.
Big fly that time by Conway. Came straight into the arms of Schneider. Got it away. Buxton on the left boot. Kicked it around the body up towards the half-forward line. Bounced wrongly away from Best. And now it'll be Whelan from the Sharks just to wind around and get it out of that danger zone. Kicked it into the middle. Using his body well. There was a Narcus on McComb. Ball spills out. And Narcus goes after it again. He's brought to ground and will have a bounce just outside the centre square here. Far side of Vermont Recreation Reserve. 98.1 Radio Eastern all afternoon and streaming live around the globe. EFL.org.au. Congested footy, but who else but Chris Anarkas just to barge his way through and earn himself a free kick and another chance for Doncaster to go forward.
Yeah, indeed he does. Anarkas dishes off the handball to Hartwig, tries to get around Schneider. Hartwig's kick, though, was he put himself under a lot of pressure then, and as a result put it out of bounds on the full. So the free kick will go to the Vermont. Is he still the Vermont skipper, Tim Johnson?
No,
Brush?
he's not. Lockie Johns is now the skipper. He's out at the moment.
Jake Best taking the reins during that period.
Yep.
So former skipper Johnson then gets it to Schneider. High up and under kick by Schneider. Big pack competed under that one. McConnon sharks the pack. He loves this situation. Kirby McConnon, and he makes no mistake. That's his bread and butter. And Kirby McConnon kicks his second goal of this first quarter. And Vermont bring the margin back to 3 points.
Yeah, that's why Kirby McConnon is dangerous, because he plays that small forward position right down to a tee. He read the ball that was coming. It went over the pack, and he was there with a 5 metre break, and that was all she wrote, gentlemen.
Practice those at training every other week. Sorry, Steve. We're going to go to Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, very quickly. Division 2, early days. Croydon 3 behinds. Doncaster East 2 behinds.
So it's been thrown up, and there's been a whistle paid, and a 20. No, it's not a 25, but Dan Beard just bringing the ball back. It's in the arms of Luke McComb. The back half of the square, thumps the ball inside forward 50. It was a good kick too. Eddie at the back there just scooped on it, read the play well, winds around on the right boot, and he makes no mistake. The Vermont faithful got up and about for that one, and their home side, their Eagles, they've hit the front. They're kicking straight on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
That was too easy, Brash, was it?
It was. He just gently nudged his opponent under the ball. Could have gone either way, but as soon as he got his hands on the ball, he was never going to miss. One of the things that Vermont have got to do this afternoon is they've got to take the Doncaster back line to places where they don't want to go if they're going to win this contest.
It was goal number 59 on the season for Brett Eddy.
Yep.
Well, it's back to 3 points to the margin, this time with Vermont in front.
What's going on?
3 goals straight for them. Out of the middle, the Eagles charge forward, but working back nicely then was Hartwig in the glove, and he will clear defensively for Doncaster.
Beautiful.
Lovely kick to Jack Marn, who kicked that wonderful goal.
Nice hairdo.
Drives it forward, thumping kick, no mark taken. And there's plenty of Eagles back there to defend. They should be able to clear it. No, the ball was shot out. Chance here for Ramboldi, the hero of last week's deciding stages. He couldn't quite follow that up this time. Just off target, minus score. Doncaster 2-4-16. Vermont 3 goals. Let's cross down to the boundary with Tim Fitzsimons.
It's Dan here, Brad. Marcus Alessi's just come onto the ground for Doncaster. He kicked 3 goals last week for the Sharks in a crucial win for the club. I think it looks like Tim Johnson might be manning him up in defence.
Well, the kick went towards the Buxton area, and Boldy was there. Schneider had him quickly wrapped up, and will have a bounce 70 metres out from the Doncaster scoreline, trailing by 2 points. 14 minutes tick over. Footy AFL all afternoon. Matt Fodia working feverishly on social media, and Barry Cotts around the grounds. We're keeping you up to date. There's no doubt about that. Well, let's cross to Barry. He's got some scores coming through.
Yep, Division 3, early days again. Chirnside Park, 2 behinds, 2 points. Donvale, no score.
Well, Matty Fodia's Panthers are looking pretty good at this moment in time.
It'll be short-lived.
To bring the ball back in, around centre half forward here for the Sharks. Comes out and Narca's had enough curl on it to keep the ball alive. It was a 2-on-1 situation. Nicely fisted over by Joey Fisher for the Eagles, and over she goes for a boundary throw in 35 metres out from the Doncaster goals. 6 scoring shots to 3, but the 3 scoring shots are leading because they're kicking straight the Eagles. They lead by 2 points. Umpire to bring it back in. Wilcox will go up in the ruck this time against Monks. Went over all players. Little handball, look away handball in fact came out, but Kalanch scooped on it on the right boot. Kicks it right towards the top of the goal square where Alessi might have been held there.
Free kick to Charlie Young, I reckon.
Or it even went the other way. We can see it on the replay here, but you can tell what colour undies Brush is wearing this afternoon.
Oh, well, it was there. It was right in front of you. Have a look.
on the right boot now. Kick goes out towards the half back line.
Free
and
kick.
that'll be a free kick to Doncaster as well. It's okay, Brush. You don't have to make good on the situation. Doncaster. Kick goes inside forward, 50 now. And there's another free kick. It's all happening.
Clash of heads, I think, there.
Yeah, it certainly was. Picking himself up pretty gingerly was Fisher, and I think he might be the recipient of this free kick. No,
Joey's made of strong stuff, mate. He'll be right.
No, Vermont again just trying to hit a target, and they do so now on the right foot. Kalopi goes out wide. It was a good stretch out there for Jack O'Keefe, who took it just inside the paint. He's going to switch it back. Sam Wadley, now they'll go back again. So back to the top of the goal square here, Vermont. They're looking for the switch. Kick goes out. Wilcox is still inside the arc here, so they've made no ground in the last 4 possessions. Smart kick, though, to Carey, who was out in front, takes it on the second bite.
Yeah, Lachlan Carey, former Magpie from Scoresby, brings the ball up towards the wing. Big push out then by Mackenzie, and the free kick will go to Buxton. So Liam Buxton swings onto that left foot, drives it forward. Plenty of holding on then in the contest between the 2 number 7s, McGarnis and Eddie, and the free kick will go, as often does in that situation, to the defender, and Ben McGarnis lays it off for Sia Cavallis, who's a beautiful user of the footy, rarely wastes a kick, and he finds his teammate there in Turner. Josh Turner just pokes it very short. Kick out towards the wing, Rambaldi the target. Wadley did well in opposition. Good contest. Dishes the handball along the ground to McCafferty. Sia Cavallis did really well to Anarchis, hard up against the boundary line. Anarchis bounced the kick to the wing position where Finnan was the target. Little handball was shot underground there to Mackenzie. Mackenzie casting the roll of her over briefly. Greenwood's handball was intercepted by Anarchis.
He's on fire.
Anarchis, a kick, a lovely pass to Alessi. And Marcus Alessi, too far out from goal still. He'll hug the boundary with the kick. No mark taken. Nice work there by Wilcox. Didn't panic, gave off the handball. High up and under kick to Purdy. And Cam Purdy safely holds the mark. And Vermont, well, they dodged a bullet then and they'll steady once more.
The kick will go up towards the Eddie direction. He had 2 players to beat. Benny McGarnis over the back. He created the spoil. Came in James C. Cavallis. Out wide now they go the Sharks. I'll just want to slow this down a touch. And it'll be Doncaster.
Fife.
Through Fife in the number 13 Guernsey this afternoon, up towards the half-forward line. I'm loving how players are paddling it forward. They're trying to keep the ball alive, diving on it. Jackie Mann, who kicked a perler already in this term, sits on it and will have a bounce 55 metres out from goal. Let's go down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, Tom Mass for Vermont came off looking a bit worse for wear. He was in that contest there with Joe Fisher. He looked to be nursing his lower right shin, so it might be a bit of a lower leg injury, but we'll see how he pulls up.
Well, the kick's gone from the stoppage to the top of the goal square where Alessi was in position A, and he's taken the mark.
Yeah, it looks like a goal coming up here for Doncaster.
So Marcus Alessi.
It was a good kick to position there too.
Fancy boots, and he's certainly been presenting in this first term as well. We're crossing the 19-minute mark.
I better get my sunglasses out, I reckon.
drop punt, go for a goal, makes no mistake. So on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they regain the lead, the Doncaster Football Club, on the eve of time on EFL game day in the first term. 3-4-22 to 3 straight 18. Let's go around the grounds with Barry Cotts on the score centre.
Division 2, Croydon 2-3-15 to Doncaster East, 2 behind, 2 points. And Lilydale 1 behind, 2-1 Turner South. No score at this stage.
Inside 50s 11-4 in favour of Doncaster. Tackles Vermont 13-10.
Well, back in the middle, 4-point lead for Doncaster after that last goal by Marcus Alessi. High up and under kick looking for Kalange, but was fisted away from him. Plenty of players under the footy here. Howard shot out the handball. They clear the Eagles up towards the wing. There's a bit of a push out then by McConnon on Van der Haar, nothing paid. And now a strong tackle by Van der Haar on McConnon. And Kirby says, I was tripped, I was legged. But the umpire said that wasn't the case. He paid holding the ball. So free kick to Van der Haar, up towards half forward. Fife was the target, takes possession now. Handball over the top. McCafferty does well for Vermont. Gave it to McComb. Back to Barry Murphy. Chain of handballs. Howard got it to Johnson. Johnson's high kick to the wing position. McConnon almost seemed to throw it out. Plenty of Sharks there to oppose Purdy.
Holding the ball.
Lost it in the tackle. Incorrect disposal. And as you say, holding the ball paid. So Mackenzie drives it forward for Doncaster. On the deck, Coleman. Can he keep the ball in play? No, he can't. Over the boundary line, and a frenetic passage of play sees the score still remain, though, with Doncaster leading by 4 points.
Loves to fly in the contest, doesn't he? The big man, Nick Coleman, for the Sharks. Goes up in the ruck that time, but in the front spot there was Purdy. He got the knockdown. It's pretty close to the boundary line here. Another free kick has been paid. Not afraid of using the whistle this afternoon.
9-7 in favour of Doncaster free kicks.
There you go. It's 16 free kicks paid in the first 20 minutes of football, which is definitely quite high. It's high intensity though. McCafferty takes the mark down low, switches it out. Howard will use the left boot as always. Goes out to Wilcox, had a bit of the football, kicks it up towards the wing position. The big fly is going to come from O'Keefe over the back. It was knocked away from him at the fall. The ball, Kalange was there. O'Keefe went after it again and gave him a nice little hip and shoulder over the boundary line. And our true centre wing position, or just forward for Vermont out here, Vermont Recreation Reserve. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We're certainly enjoying calling this opening term. It's the Sharks leading by 4 points as the umpire brings it back into play now. Nice knockdown that time there by Purdy, who didn't have the height advantage on Mackenzie. Hands and knees. Players hit the deck, and we'll have a bounce. Let's go down to Dan Sensick, boundary side.
Yeah, guys, one of the officiating umpires today, Tim Phillips, I don't know if you saw it, but a video of him went viral during the week of him taking quite a tumble into a stoppage in last week's game. So let's hope he can keep his feet today.
Thanks very much, Dan. We'll just hear from Barry Cotts quickly at the school centre.
Yes, Division 3, the Basin 117 to Templestowe, 1 behind, 1 point. And Donvale 117 to Churnside Park, 4 behind, 4 points.
Thanks very much there to Barry Cotts. Schimmelbusch takes possession. He's well tackled by Purdy, and it will be a ball up. Brash.
Yeah, Tim Phillips, he's the EFL's resident Pavarotti, BWS. He's got a good voice on him.
He certainly does, Brash.
Schimmelbusch, well wrapped up there by Crickus.
I was always more of a Domingo fan in terms of the 4 tenors, mate.
Well, he's certainly in the right position to orchestrate a ball up.
Being a Seinfeld fan, I like the other guy.
Mackenzie.
Maestro.
Schneider there was well wrapped up by Turner. He'll get the free kick though. So Tom Schneider racking up plenty of touches in this first quarter. Launches it forward. Came off hands. Van der Haar taking possession. Handball was shot out. Quick kick. Up towards half-back. Great mark taken in front of McCafferty there by Saville. Monks it was, in fact. So James Monks quickly plays on. Handball to Ramboldi. Back to Monks. Great chain of handballs there, although just fell short at the final hurdle as McCafferty gave it to Howard. Howard concedes some ground with the handball. Switching play, Wilcox out towards McComb. Had to brace himself for the contact then, and he did so. Gets the free kick.
Gee, I think he was a little bit lucky there to get that kick.
Fair old roost to get there as well.
Paid against Marn.
Yeah.
And the mark taken there by Buxton. And Buxton at halfback. drives it long off that left foot. To no one in particular, it was a poorly directed kick, and Rambaldi was back there to safely pouch the mark and clear once again for Doncaster.
So Ange goes in towards the middle of the ground, and they might have a bit of a run on here because Marn spotted out a teammate out wide, and now the Sharks are off. Going back in towards the middle of the ground, here's Hall on the right boot, switches it, kicks it to the top of the goal square. Coleman's there, who's going to be front and centre. Nicely done there by Staples, back in the side, got it back. Mars shrugged the tackle, got the handball away to Buxton. That was good play. A linking handball by him, and they move it out wide. Here's McComb on the right boot. He'll poke it over the top, looking for Purdy, who plucked it in magnificently with the one hand. Almost thought he was off there, but he'll go back. Realised probably Chris Anakis was on the mark, and he wasn't going to take Anna's boy on as he drives the ball up towards the wing position now. There's a big pack 2-on-2 situation there. Hartwig got the knockdown and eventually comes out. Saville intercepted the handball. They're very desperate here. Nicely done there by Wadley. Handball over the top. It was picked up though by Malloy. He got dispossessed, and then a bit of holding has been paid, and you can hear the Vermont brethren filthy. And a free kick will go the way of David Malloy, just inside the defensive arc here. And they've looked at far side a lot in this first turn, Doncaster, but instead, just to prove me wrong, they're going to use the near side up towards the wing position of the fall of the ball. Marn got it away. This is okay. Here's Sia Cavallis. We haven't called him so far this term. On the right boot, here's Turner inside forward. 50 Coleman. A little flick over the back. He was looking for his teammate there in Kalange. Scooped upon nicely though by Staples, who switched it out wide, and Barry Murphy. It'll sit up nicely for him.
Does indeed. He's got a bit of room to move. Xavier Barry Murphy. High kick up towards the wing. Bounces into open space. It's all Doncaster through Rambaldi. Off a step, Rambaldi's kick. Coleman got a fist to it. Kalange there working hard. Hasn't really been able to exert an influence on the game so far, Jake Kalange, even though he's been involved a lot.
Let's go to Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Division 2 at Bayswater, 2 goals straight, 12 leading Middlebark, 1 goal straight, 6.
Boundary throw in. Buxton against Coleman. Coleman was sharked nicely then by McComb. Luke McComb's kick hugging the boundary and taken over the line then by Hartwig.
I think Vermont have used a hell of a lot of real estate in this first quarter, but they're really not getting enough value for their possession, time in possession.
Well, they've been good once they've got it inside 53 straight goals, so they haven't been wasteful in that regard. Purdy takes a great mark.
That's a good mark.
He took a good one a couple of minutes ago, and he's topped it then with that one.
He's taken 3 good grabs in this quarter, Cam Purdy.
We know from his days when he was at East Ringwood, Brash, that he can certainly kick a goal or two. Very handy forward when he does play forward.
Last one-hander was in the right hand, this one in the left hand. He's got all the tricks.
Cam Purdy fires at the goals, drifts across the face of goal. Still in play though.
He's paid the mark,
and
has he?
High tackle.
To young James Crikis.
Yeah, so a high tackle in the marking contest. And I heard Harmit Singh pre-game Brash call him Cricker, so
yeah,
I'm assuming the coach knows how to pronounce his player's name, so we'll go with that.
Yep.
So James Crickis from deep in the pocket. Opens up the angle a bit, but then he's a left footer, went with the check side and he slammed it into the goalpost. And as a result, Vermont have their first behind of the day. 3 goals 1, trailing Doncaster 3 goals 4. 28 minutes gone in the first quarter at BWS.
James C. Cavallis bring the ball back in for the Sharks. To sure how much time is left here. They're going to get themselves out of that half back line, but the kick was half smothered. Here's a go now for Vermont. The handball over the top there by Young. That time got brought down, and the umpire might pay advantage here. He does just that. Finnan on the right boot, inside forward 50. It was a 2-on-2 situation there over the top there of Monks' head. Came charging through. Alessi got the handball away. Here's Monks on the right boot. Can he squeeze it through? He starts it right, and it stays right. And they get their 5th behind of the quarter. There's chances gone begging. 8 scoring shots to 4, and they only have a 4-point lead. The Doncaster Football Club. Let's cross down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, very gutsy there by Doncaster. Late in the quarter, you got a lead against the top side away from home, and they're still willing to go up the middle and move it quick. I like to see that.
Marcus Alessi causing all kinds of problems across that half back line there for Vermont.
Tom Mast to bring the ball back in. Masters kick, a good one, and he finds his teammate there in Young, Charlie Young, the leader, appropriately named leader, young gun nominee during the week as the siren sounds to complete the first quarter. And it was a pretty entertaining first term, and there wasn't much in it, was there? Doncaster 3 goals, 5-23. Vermont 3 goals, 1-19. Nearly 29 minutes elapsed in that first term. And at quarter time, Doncaster hold a narrow